Hello, Sabadi. Welcome to Mimi Cooking. This is my first video of the YouTube channels, and we are making a Vietnamese French baguette. Vietnamese French baguettes, it's easy to make, not as complicated as you guys think. So first of all, we should have a clean bowl, big enough, not too small, because the starter will prove up. So big enough or a medium bowl. Then we combine a room temperature water, yeast, and bread flour together. And on this part, you make sure that you mix the flour, water, and yeast well. There should not be a lump of flours or anything. After you mix it well, cover with saran wrap or a lid. Leave it in the room temperature or a warm place for an hour to 2 hours to let the dough proof. While we are waiting, we will make a main dough, which we have to combine an egg and a water to make sure those equal to 265 grams. And make sure this is a cold water, not room temperature, cold. Then mix well. After you mix water and egg together well, set it on the side. After that, we are going to make the dry ingredients, which have bread flours, salt and sugar, and a dough improver. Guys, we need a dough improver. Dough improver will make our bread more light and crispy. It's like, I don't know how to explain it, but it's give that an extra crispy and light. So if you guys don't have it, it's fine, but if you have it, you need to put that in. So after we combine together the dry ingredients, mix well, and after that we will add the eggs watered mix that we have it set on the side in the dough. So, and mix well on this part. And don't forget that we need a lemon juice. I almost forget about that. So make sure you have lemon juice. Don't put it too much. It will make your dough sour. So instead of, good Vietnamese French baguette, it will be a sour French baguette. So after you mix well, leave these on the side for 30 minutes. The reason why I leave it for 30 minutes is for my dough to rest, so the gluten is formed and it's easier to mix. And after 30 minutes, our starter and the dough will be ready to put together. After 30 minutes, here are our starter. But the starter, of course, right, you set it for like an hour to 2 hours, and here's how it looks. If it doesn't look like this, give it a little bit more time. See, when you pour it on the mixing bowl, the starter look like a stringy. That tell you that your starter is working. So after that, I will put the mixer into my stand mixer and using the dough hook to knead my dough. So the kneading technique is like this. The first 3 minutes, I will set it to number 3 on my mixer, which is a KitchenAid. So for 3 minutes, we will mix on a speed of 3. And after 3 minutes, you will add in the oil. You add in the oil and then knead it into speed 5 for 5 minutes, and then let it rest for 15 to 20 minutes. Because the reason why I rest is, yes, to give my dough the gluten to form and it's easier to mix, and also to give my KitchenAid mixer a rest, because right now it's really hot. So I leave it rest for 15 minutes, and after 15 minutes I come back and set my speed to 6. Knead it for 5 minutes, and then the dough should look shiny and stretchy. And then when you pull it up and try to stretch, it should form a little thin layer, but it's not breaking apart, but it should form a thin layer, right, when you pull it up. And after that, your dough should be ready, so we should take it out from the mixer. So the total of kneading time is 13 minutes, but you know, stand mixer is different in speed, different in brand. If you don't see your dough look like that, like the shiny, and then when you pull it up and it's still breaking apart or still ripped, keep kneading it until it's shiny, and then when you pull it up, it should not break. See that? See, it should form like that. So it's break because my fingers is long, so it should form something like that, but it should not break. So if it's looking like that, your dough is perfectly fine. You do everything correctly. Here how it look. And then when you are taking out from the mixer and you roll into a ball, it should have a little bubble on the top. So at this point, we're gonna divide our dough into 8 pieces, but it depends how you like your baguette, how big you like your baguette, that's what I mean. So I divided to 8 pieces. Each piece weigh about 125, 126. That's how I like my, baguette. After that, we will form these 8 pieces of dough to 8 pieces of ball. So my technique of doing this is folding. Guys, I love this technique so much. It's easy, it's super easy. I don't know how to explain it, but I just love it. So the folding is basically we taking a piece of, a dough, and then just fold in half, fold in half, fold in half, until you feel that your dough is become really tight, and then you just put it on the surface and try to roll them into a ball shape, right? So after we do all the 8 pieces, we will let the ball rest for at least 15 to 20 minutes using a wet towel, white, whatever, right? Either white or brown, whatever color you have, but it needs to be a wet, warm towel. The reason is we don't want our dough to dry out while it's resting. That's why we need to use a wet towel. So after 15 minutes, we are going to form the baguette, right? So we will put down the smooth side down, and then we're gonna press it into a wider dough or wider shape. But I'm only using the rolling pin to roll halfway down. The reason is I don't want to get rid of all the air bubble inside the dough. So this way is easier for me to seal it at the end. So I use the rolling pin to roll half down to make sure it's nice and thin, and the other half I just using my hand to press it because I want to keep the air bubble inside still. And after that, I will form the dough. After I was like, all right, so this is the length I want, so it will give me that puffiness, that shape that I want. So at this part, it's however you guys comfortable, or however you guys want your baguette to look, and this is how I want it to look. I want it to look big in the middle and then narrow it down on the side, like a thinner shape on the side. And see guys, in the beginning I using a rolling pin to roll down the bottom half. The reason is when you seal the baguette, it's easier to seal. So this is how I want my baguette to look like. And make sure when you place this baguette into a baguette tray, make sure like the seal part go underneath and then the smoother part go on top. So after we did all 8 of them, we will need to rest the dough again for another hour to hour and a half. So I live in a colder weather, so I need to put my baguette into the oven and pour some warm water on the side, so it's keep it nice and moist and warm inside the oven. So this is after an hour and a half. Look how big my baguette look, guys. It should be a double of the size or triple of the size. So after that, we need to spray just the water, just room temperature water on the baguette before we cut them. So leave it for 15 minutes after we spray the water, and we will cut them. So I'm using my special knife that I ordered online just for this baguette. But of course you can use any kind of knife, right, that is nice and sharp. So before you cut them, make sure you dip the knife into the water and cut. Like the cutting part is however you like. So this, I cut it in 2 different ways. You will see how it looks. So one, I just cut it in a long line, and the other I will cut into 3 short line. It's however you like and however you prefer, right? So the long line like this is like a traditional Vietnamese baguette, or you can see it in like a Laos store or Asian store. It's always like a long line there on the baguette, but some of them I cut in 3 line. You see how it go? Oh, when you cut, you make sure you cut deep enough to give your baguette that, you know, that look, that French baguette, like the traditional French baguette, or like those Lao Koji that you see at Laos. Look, see, this I cut in like 3 short line, 2 short line. It's up to you guys, for real. But like I said before, the line need to be deep enough. If it's not deep, you will see at the end, because some of this baguette I did not cut the line deep enough, so it doesn't come out as nice as I want. It's like the way that I want, but it's still coming out good, guys. Trust me, it's still coming out nice, puffy, and crispy. And after we cut all our baguette, we need to spray more water. But this time, when you spray a water, you make sure you spray a nice water. Like, I mean, nice mean a lot of water, a lot. Like, make it nice and wet, basically, guys. So the reason is we spray a lot of water at this point is because it's gonna go into the ovens, and if you don't give it a lot of moisture, it will be, you know, dry baguette. But we will spray a lot. So preheat your ovens to 400 degrees Fahrenheit. I'm using convection oven. It's give me that nice golden brown, the way I want it. So preheat your oven for 400 Fahrenheit, and then when you're gonna put your baguette in, make sure you have a tray of water on the side in the oven. And also when you put everything in the oven, you close and you will lower down the temperature to 375 degrees Fahrenheit and bake it for 25 minutes to 30 minutes. I spray more water because I wanted more moisture inside the oven. You don't have to. It doesn't make any difference, guys. Anyway, so just make sure that after you close your oven door, you lower down the temperature to 375, bake it for 25 minutes to 30 minutes, or to your liking color. You know, I will show you how the color I like 25 to 30 minutes will be a perfect color for me, but if you want it darker, you can set for another 5 minutes. But here, after 10 minutes, we will check on our baguette. The reason why I check on my baguette after 10 minutes is because I want the color to be even all around. But make sure you do not open your oven the first 10 minutes, because the first 10 minutes, it's give it that nice heat to make your baguette, form hard before you do anything. So I rotate my baguette just to make sure that I got like an even color, and I also like rotate them around too, not just like turn around my tray. So after 25 minutes, you will see how good my baguette look. And here are 15 minutes later. Here you go. See how that first 10 minutes I rotate, and then after 15 minutes, and my baguette is nice brown, golden brown color all around. See guys, this is what I was talking earlier, how like we need to cut, or you guys need to cut like the dough like deeper. It's because I like how that look, because I cut this one deeper, but the other one I did not cut it deeper, so I did not like how it come out. But it's fine, right? It's a mistake and we will learn from it together. So see, those are the one that I did not cut deep enough, and this one I was like, oops, that's too deep, but it's come out perfect. It's an experience, guys. This is my first time making them too. It's not just like, oh, I make it so many times. Nope, this is my first time and it's come out real good. So I put butter on them just because I love the smell of the butter on night hot bread. But if you guys don't like the butter, you don't need to put on the butter. It's up to you. But I like butter, so I put a lot on, guys. But yeah, so this is how it look. And yes, you guys, it will take some time. It will take patience. It will take, some mistake, so you can learn from it. I do a lot of mistake here, but my baguette still come out perfect. Now we are gonna do some tasting how crispy and soft our baguette is. And you guys will hear some loud word, which mean it's nice and crispy.
ฟังพี่น้องเสียงกรอบอากูมีสิมาแกะให้กินเนาะอาจจะกินตัวนี้เนาะฟังพี่น้องความกรอบที่เขาจีบ้านเขาเลยเนาะนี่นั่นเนาะพวกมีจะมาเกิดเขาเลยนี่พี่น้องจะแซ่บพี่น้องเนาะ
Make sure you guys press that like button and subscribe button for Mimi Cooking. Thank you guys. Have a great day.